Yesterday there was sun and there was rain. Oh my child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt. I know you tried so hard. I know you've done your part. It's not fair. You did your time. How much longer will you suffer in this life? But don't give up. Just hold on tight. It'll be alright.
Hey friends, I am just checking in. This week has been a pretty slow week as far as reading. I am currently reading 3 books at the same time, and so I'm not really making a lot of progress in any one of them. I'm currently reading The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's my beautiful illustrated copy. If you saw my last video, I started that on Sunday, and I am currently 170 pages into it, and this book is just about 400 pages, I believe. So I've still got quite a chunk to go. I'm listening to the audiobook for the first time. I've never listened to the audio. I've only ever read it. I've read this book many times, but I wanted to read this version because it's illustrated and beautiful, and I wanted to listen to the audiobook because I've never done that before, and I love new experiences in reading. So I'm doing that, and I'm listening to it on 2 times speed because I've read it so many times, and so hopefully that will go pretty quickly. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of this week. Today is Wednesday, so a couple more days left before the end of the week. The other book that I'm reading is Catherine House. I still am not quite sure about it. I am almost finished. I am listening to it on audio. It's on my phone, which I'm filming on, so I can't tell you exactly how far I am, but I really enjoyed the beginning. I liked the setup. I enjoyed the character development in the beginning. This is a really character-driven story. There's a plot there, but it doesn't move very quickly, and the build-up is very slow. So most of it is focused on day-to-day life in Catherine House, interactions between the characters, and for the most part, I'm finding it quite slow and quite uninteresting, and I'm having a hard time picking it up. I think it's a lot less creepy than I was hoping it would be. It definitely has eerie vibes. I'm feeling cult vibes, and there's some strange hypnosis aspects, and when you're reading this book, it feels like you're in a fog because you're reading it from the point of view of the main character, who is usually intoxicated or confused or just not really connected to her life and her feelings and her friends. And so you feel this weird dissociation when you're reading the book. And I know that it was intentional because we're reading from the point of view of that character. And she's an unreliable narrator, and she kind of moves through life in a daze. And so you feel like you're moving through this book in a daze and nothing fully connects. You don't fully connect with the characters. You don't fully connect with her and her life and her thoughts. There's a disconnect. And I think that that's part of the reason why I'm having such a hard time gripping onto this book and staying engaged, because there is this automatic disconnect based on the way that the story is told. I only have about 45 minutes left, and I'm really confused still. I don't really know what's happening. I have a feeling that this is not going to be a high rating for me, but we'll see what happens at the end. The ending might change that for me, but I will update you when I know more. I'm back. I have officially finished Catherine House. I'm having a really hard time deciding what I'm going to rate it. My gut says a 2-star because most of the time I spent very confused and bored. But I have been taking some time to think about it, and I've been reading some other reviews and trying to wrap my brain around the story and understand it more before I make my judgment on how I'm going to rate it. I definitely think that the climax was really anticlimactic. The big reveal was, I was confused. I wasn't exactly sure what was happening. I had to, even after I finished the book, I wasn't sure what was happening. I didn't know what, I'm trying to describe it without spoilers and it's kind of difficult, but the ending just was really unsatisfying, and I felt like I was talking to my friend about it because we were reading this together, and she pointed out that the character ended up in the end at the same exact place that she was in the beginning, and there was very little character development. That was really frustrating. She didn't seem to learn anything. She just moved through her 3 years of her life during the course of this book in a fog, and then ends up right where she started. And I'm left feeling like, what's the point? I think I'm going to give this a 3-star, a low 3-star. And I'm going to now be moving on and picking up Ninth House. So I will start that tonight. I'll do a little bit more reading in the Lord of the Rings and check in with you guys either later tonight or tomorrow. Hey friends, I am taking a break, walking home from work, and I'm listening to Ninth House, and I have some thoughts. So I'm already much more engaged in this story than I was in Catherine House. There are some similarities definitely between the main characters. Both main characters have a history of drugs and dropping out of school and kind of living on the outskirts of polite society. And they basically get into this university on no merit of their own. They really have no academic standing to go on as far as getting into these really elite colleges. Ninth House takes place at Yale, which makes it even more surprising, but there's definitely an element of supernatural in Ninth House that there wasn't in Catherine House. Catherine House is way more realistic. It has some eeriness to it and some kind of sci-fi science experiments happening and lots of secrets and things like that. But Ninth House definitely has magic and ghosts and fortune telling and this entire underground world that is very fantastical, which I find very interesting because I'm a fantasy person. So I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm also really enjoying the main character in Ninth House is named Galaxy Stern, Alex for short, which I think is amazing. But she definitely has some of the trauma PTSD vibe that the main character Inez did in Catherine House. So they have a similar vibe, but the narration switches up. So I have 2 different character perspectives, which is really helping because you can be in the main character Alex's point of view for a while, where she's kind of floating through, not really sure what's going on, definitely traumatized, and then you switch over to the other main character whose name is Darlington, and he is this very, so far as we know him, straight and narrow, hardworking, clear-headed character, and so you see life through his eyes for a while, and you start to get a lot of those pieces filled early on. He's already starting to answer some of the questions that I had when I was viewing the world through Alex's point of view. So I really appreciate that ability to switch back and forth so that I'm not feeling so confused and disconnected the entire time. So I'm definitely already really enjoying Ninth House. I'm literally only 3 chapters in, but so far it's really, really good, and I really enjoy it.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
It's raining. I'm cuddled up in bed on a Saturday morning, drinking coffee, watching Patreon sprints, and reading. I am so happy.
Storing everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all.
It is currently 6 a.m. I've been up for about an hour. I didn't mean to get up this early. My cat woke me up. But I've had plenty of sleep, and I thought I would get a start on my day. I have a lot to do today, and I want to make the best out of the last day of my weekend. It's Sunday. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee and watch some booktube, and then I'm going to listen to my audiobook. I'm currently listening to The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, and the audiobook is a full cast of characters, and it is a delight to listen to. So far I'm really enjoying it. It's very fun and my brain isn't working. It's too early. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it. And then I will be cleaning my entire apartment because it has gotten quite cluttered. I was gifted a book called Magical Housekeeping, and I think I'm going to look at that this morning too. Maybe I'll do that instead of watching BookTube, because it's supposed to help you clear your space energetically and physically. So I might look at that and see what it has to say. I haven't read it yet. I'm not sure how helpful it will be, but I am definitely going to give it a try. Probably light some incense, open my windows, and just freshen up my space a little bit. So that's my plan for this morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's about 7 now, and I just enjoyed a very lovely morning. I had my coffee, and I started editing this vlog. I thought I would update you on my reading. I finished Ninth House yesterday. I basically just sat all day and listened to the audiobook, and I enjoyed it, I think. I think I need to read more dark academia before I decide if it's for me or not. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I really enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the storyline. There was a... Did you see her? Nicoletta's here. Her whiskers just got in the frame. There was a mystery element that I enjoyed, a murder mystery. The supernatural ghost element was very interesting. Overall, I was definitely engaged the entire time. I think for me, it came out as a low 4-star. Sorry. There are definitely trigger warnings for sexual assault on multiple occasions, so beware of that. And the story gets fairly dark, but that's what I was looking for. Overall, not terrible, and I definitely want to continue reading dark academia and seeing if that is a subgenre that I enjoy. If you have any recommendations for dark academia that you've really enjoyed, please leave a comment below so that I can go look them up. I also spontaneously read another book yesterday, which will count for my mood read for September, and that was Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. If you haven't read the Truly Devious series, it is a YA mystery thriller series following a young girl named Stevie Bell who is very, very interested in true crime and wants to be a detective when she grows up. I believe that it is loosely based off of Sherlock Holmes and definitely has that vibe where she's very intelligent and has a mind for solving those puzzles and mysteries. And the first 3 novels take place at Ellingham Academy, which is a school for gifted students, and it takes in students who are gifted in various different ways, not necessarily just academically. This school is in the middle of the Vermont mountains. It is very isolated, and it is the site of a historical murder/kidnapping. And Stevie Bell goes to this school to solve that murder. And it's very, very good. It's scary and fun and interesting, and the character development is amazing, and I really love Stevie Bell because she also suffers from anxiety and she has anxiety attacks, and the representation for anxiety in this book is really well done as well. But trigger warnings if you have panic attacks. There's some scenes in there where she struggles with that. So really, really enjoyed the first 3 books. I finished Box in the Woods yesterday. This story takes place in a different setting. It's a different mystery, and it's set in a summer camp, which was really good and really spooky, and I just ate it up. It was amazing. I loved it so much. So I highly, highly recommend that series if you haven't read it yet. It's really good. The audiobooks are great. I listened to the audiobooks for the first 3 books, and then for this last one I just read on ebook. But yeah, they're amazing. So far this week I have finished 3 books: Catherine House, Ninth House, and The Box in the Woods. I haven't made very much progress in The Fellowship of the Ring, unfortunately. Hopefully I will make some progress in that this week. I've also started the audiobook for The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I started that yesterday while I was doing some cleaning. I'm going to listen to the rest of that today, as I said before. So lots of reading this week. Hopefully I can take a pretty good chunk out of my TBR. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish all the books that I had on my TBR, but fingers crossed. We'll see. Anyway, I might update this a little bit later. If not, I will come back in and do a wrap up and a farewell clip. But either way, I will see you in a bit. I am coming on to end this vlog. I have not finished The Graveyard Book. Today I actually spent 8 hours at my great aunt's house doing my laundry. I'm kind of on the struggle bus lately with adulting. I don't have a easily accessible laundromat, and I don't have a car, and so I spent 8 hours doing a month's worth of laundry today. And I spent it with my great aunt, so I couldn't really sit and read. I was spending time with her. So overall, fairly good reading week. Didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but pretty happy with that. And then hopefully this week I will have another stellar week and hopefully I will finish my TBR. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening. Take care.
Yesterday there was sun.